their black ones.
Three. Yeah, the one that flips inside out.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know
the
they had
Justin
that.
Bieber one.
Oh, it makes sense. Okay.
Here
I
we
didn't know
go,
they had
baby.
that.
Here we go.
That's crazy. That thing's sick.
Here we are, live on YouTube. We're live on the Chirp City YouTube channel. We're back. We're ready to go. It's night 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here we go, baby. We are live here for the pregame show with Chirp City Media. How we doing, fellas? How we doing? We got John Vallows in here with us. We got Jar Jar Binks, Mr. Matt Spur, and of course we got Willie Wanoots with us live here to talk some hockey on day 2. How we doing, fellas? I'll throw it over to you, Vallo. You're ready. I see you got your Rangers hat, your Rangers shirt. I'll be throwing my Devs jersey on in a couple minutes here. I'm ready to go, baby.
The Rangers are going to shit all over the Devils in the Prudential Center.
No way, baby. The Rock is going to be rocking. I cannot wait to get going, baby. Willis, how we feeling?
Bro, I'm excited for another night of hockey. I was more excited for tonight than last night because of the games that we got.
Yeah, last night was wild though, dude.
Last night was great. Last night we had some great games, but tonight I've been looking forward to Toronto and I've been looking forward to the Devils Rangers series.
Yeah. Maddie, I see you got Maple Leafs jersey on. How you feeling? Ready to go?
I love it. I'm excited. I actually have some teams playing tonight that I actually care about. So
go Leafs, go, baby. Here we go. I cannot wait. I think this is the year they get out of the first round. So let's jump right to it. We'll talk a little quick recap of last night. I got the scores from last night up here. We'll talk about it real fast. We got Hurricanes Islanders was the first game starting at 7:00. We had it was a tight battled game. The Hurricanes jumped out 2-0 lead. Aho, we talked about Aho in the pregame show yesterday. He scored the first goal for the Hurricanes, so he was really feeling it. What'd you guys see in game 1 that you thought was interesting? We'll start with you, Willis, and we'll work our way up the ladder here.
Well, dude, it was just refreshing to see that crowd. I mean, that was the first playoff game, the playoff atmosphere we've seen in a year, and the Hurricanes crowd was going nuts, dude. Yeah. After that first 5 minutes, Aho scores, dude, they pan out to the crowd. It just gave me chills. I was like, we're back.
Yeah, I agree. The place
good
was
to see.
buzzing. The place was buzzing in Raleigh. Everybody swinging the towels. Everybody was getting fired up. John, what did you think of the game when you were? I don't know if you caught much of it. I know you were working. What did you think of what you saw?
I didn't catch much of the Carolina game, but I did watch the Edmonton game and the Minnesota game. Wow, what a hit Dumba threw on Pavelski. Don't know if it was clean or not.
Totally. Totally clean. I thought, but
I thought it was clean personally, but I've seen a lot and heard a lot that it wasn't. So it looked clean. Looked like it was just a follow through. Didn't look like it was a high hit.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's playoff hockey, bro.
If
we're talking the 90s,
he blew him up.
You see that every shift if we're talking the 90s here.
Yeah, talking about Scott Stevens, old school on the Devils, bro. When you come across that blue line, and you had your head down, it was chalked for it. It was over.
Yeah, and then
Stevens has a whole montage of hits that Dumba just put on last night, and worse.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Well, I don't know why people are saying it's dirty. It wasn't. It was shoulder to shoulder. He didn't leave the ice, but
it looked like a clean follow through on it. It looked like it didn't even go high into the head at all.
Yeah,
some people were saying that was a headshot. It did not look like he went high.
There was no contact to the head from Dumba. All the contact to the head and what concussed him was just hitting the ice hard.
Yeah.
So that's honestly what went down and screwed him. Maddie, what'd you think of game 1?
I thought the Islanders were playing slow, but you said that's just their style. And I think that if they're going to win game 2, they're going to have to pick it up a lot earlier than the last 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. They can't sit back, especially against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are one of those teams where, they could come at you quick and then come back into the shell and play this solid defensive shell. And the Islanders can't really afford to sit back and play a defensive shell the whole game and play slow and kind of wait them out and then try to come in the last 10 minutes of the third and bring it on. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I feel like the Islanders do that every game, man. They come alive.
Yeah, that's their style, man. They wait till the last 10 minutes and then they try to turn it on and get going. But I think that they're not going to be able to do that come game 2 or game 3. They got to bring up the pressure and they got to make the Hurricanes work. We'll jump over here quickly to the Bruins and Panthers. Bruins won 3-1. They took game 1 at home. We expected the Bruins to take game 1 at home, but honestly, I was watching the game And from what I saw, I wasn't too impressed with the Bruins. I thought the first period, Matt said it perfectly last night in the live watch party in the post game. The Bruins physically dominated the first period where they were just throwing bodies and hitting hard and really bringing it to them. But come the second and third, I thought the Panthers, kind of evened it out. I hoped more from Barkov. I thought Barkov was pretty invisible out there, but for the most part, I thought the Panthers really took it to them in the second and mostly in the third period and made it interesting. What'd you think, Willis?
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with what you say about Barkov. He's their captain. He's like obviously probably their second best player behind Kachuk this year, and he was missing the net a lot last night. He was missing high. Like you can't be missing shots against Ullmark. Like they did outshoot him, and
Right.
they looked to be playing the best team in the league like pretty well. They matched up pretty decent against them, but in my opinion, like I wasn't too invested in that game because first of all, the crowd was way worse than the Hurricanes crowd, and those games are going on at the same time. I only have one TV, so I was flipping back and forth every like 5 minutes, and I was way more invested in the Hurricanes game. But I will say that the things I saw out of the Bruins game, dude, Allmark looked so comfortable. It's insane. Like every single shot that goes at the guy, he looks comfortable in the net. And the only goal they got against him was this crazy turnover that Boston isn't really known for this year.
Right.
They just give it to Kachuk in front, and I mean, there's nothing you could do there. But
yeah, and Kachuk
besides that, I thought it was a pretty well matched up game for like Florida being the 8th seed. But I mean,
right.
for me, the Hurricanes game was a lot more fun to watch.
I agree. I was a little more invested in the ending of that Hurricanes game than I was watching the first and second period of the Bruin game. But a couple crappy goals. Lyon gave up that dog water goal where Marchand kind of dumped it in on him. And it went, squeaked through his glove. He kind of just seemed like he just lost focus a little bit there. And when you're playing goalie in the playoffs, you just can't do that. So that was a garbage goal. On my eyes, I'm looking at a 2-1 score other than a 3-1. But I mean, like I said, it was a little more evenly matched in the towards the third period there. But we'll jump over Wild Stars double overtime game. Crazy finish, dude. Unreal, bro. The Stars were all over them from the last 10 minutes of the third period until the end of the game. The Stars were really the team all over the Wild, and the Wild just caught a quick break there at the end. I don't know how much you caught of that game, Willis. Me and Matt were up till 2 a.m. our time watching.
You're crazy. You're crazy. I only watched the first 10 minutes of the first overtime, and I fell asleep. I wake up, I look up the highlights instantly.
Yeah, dude, it was wild. We were up till 2 a.m. watching that game to do a live
reaction. That's what it's all about, man. I wish I stayed up.
It was crazy. Dude, we actually, funny story, real quick. We had a guy come into the Twitch channel who was he was looking for people who were doing live watch parties and talking about hockey and stuff. He found us, looking us up on Twitch, joined our chat, was talking with us in chat, and then was like, "Hey, do you mind if I join the show?" We brought him in. And he was hilarious. He's a huge Kings fan, so he was fired up about the Kings game last night. He was talking with us, this guy Davo, and it was unbelievable, man. But yeah, dude, unbelievable finish. Ryan Hartman looks like he broke his leg. He's limping around. The guy could hardly skate. He gets the puck in the last 10 minutes of the second overtime and makes makes it happen. So that was unbelievable.
Dude, that was a nice move too. Puck squeezed out to him, and he did what he had to do with it,
Yeah, he couldn't skate at all in that first overtime. He must have been shot up with something in the locker room. They were like, "Listen, buddy, we don't have another center. Eric Skanek is already out. You got to get out there, bro." Shoot him up in the leg and was like, "Get out there." So, yeah, that was a wild finish. I don't know. You got any thoughts, Maddie? I know you watched it with us to the end last night. What'd you think of the overtime?
Yeah, I think what we said yesterday was perfect. This series is going to be a weird 50-50 where it could go either way.
Right.
And I think that was proven last night where, Dallas, I mean, was all over them all the way through. And then, just one good goal right at the end.
Right.
So, boys.
Oh, we got Chauncey joining in live on YouTube, live on the show. We got Chauncey Dog, Jake Judd joining in live with us right now. Jake, where are you, buddy? Where are you broadcasting from today? You in your room? There he is. He's in the room,
baby.
We got another Rangers fan in here, class. This is gonna be a crazy combo in a little bit.
Once we start talking, game one, it's gonna get a little interesting. We're gonna get a little fired up.
Yeah, we're gonna see how game one.
Can't fucking wait.
Where the big shots come.
Can't wait.
We gotta see how game one goes. and then that's where all of a sudden I'm either going to hear Carlos for the next 2 fucking days, or Carlos is going to hear me and Valo. So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
it's
happens.
going one way or the other.
Real quick,
And then
we'll
God
finish
forbid
off.
somebody goes up 2-0, your
Yeah.
throat slit.
Yeah,
we
that's
saw that in
tough.
Edmonton yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
real quick, we'll talk a little Edmonton, LA. Yo, I know the Edmonton fans got to be fucking pissed right now, bro. That was a tough finish right there at the end for Edmonton. They blew a 2-goal lead twice. You know, they were up 2-0, then it became 2-1, then they jumped back up to 3-1, and then they just blew it. They gave up the Kopitar goal in the last 10 seconds of the game, and then in overtime.
That's a Pittsburgh Penguins loss right there, man. I
That was an unbelievable loss. And you know, we talked about it in the show yesterday. What was the key? And the first key was to stay out of the box. You know, the tying goal was 10 seconds, empty net, power play. The Kings got it done, and then in overtime they scored in the power play. We talked about it staying out of the box for the Kings mostly to keep the power play off the ice for Edmonton, but it turned out, you know, Edmonton had to stay out of the box to keep the Kings power play off towards the end of the game there. So,
well, don't forget about the beginning of the game, though, Klaus, because it was 1-0, and then the Kings gave the Oilers a 5-on-3, bro, because McDavid made the play of the playoffs already.
Yep.
Missed net.
Only if he scored. It would have been the play if he scored.
If he scored.
Dance around 3 guys, couldn't get a body on him.
Well, you can't give that power play a 5-on-3. Like, it was automatic.
Yeah,
it was within 30 seconds they scored.
You knew it was coming.
But no, the Kings turned it up in the third and OT. Like, they turned it up, and like they stayed out of the box for the most part, and they shut down McDavid after that play where McDavid somehow skated through 3 guys and drew a penalty. After that, he did nothing the rest of the game.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, you got to give it to him.
We talked about it heavily. We talked about it heavily in the big. We said, listen, if you could try to keep McDavid, you know, off the score sheet, the Kings have a chance. The Kings have more depth in that third and fourth line, and that's what happened. They managed to somehow keep McDavid off of the score sheet, and then that's what was a difference maker.
Who's this guy Adrian Kemp last night?
Kemp, 2 goals, big player for the Kings. Big player for the Kings.
Eight shots on goal, 2 goals. I mean, that's
a lot.
8 shots on goal, man.
What did I say before the games yesterday?
Yeah.
What did I say about Kemp yesterday before the game started? You
were talking Kempe hard.
Yeah, dude, he's got to be able to match their star players. Like, that's going to be their guy. With Fiala out yesterday and Anze being, 36 now? Dude, Kemp's got to turn up, and he did. He got 2 nips. Like, the guy was all over the place.
Who else do the Kings really have that are,
Philip Deneau, Kopitar,
nice.
and then
about,
the guy Fiala.
Forwards, goal scorers.
Fiala and Kemp are there, and Arvidsson, I guess, too. I mean, Arvidsson had 28, I think, this year.
Dowdy's pretty good with the points, but he's more he's like a Letang type of guy. You don't expect it out of him every game.
Listen, in the playoffs, if you could keep the games low scoring and you know, get those weak goals. I mean, look at Boston yesterday pushing the puck on that guy's pad into the net. I mean, those dirty goals are going to be the big goals in the playoffs that somehow get it done. So. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Matty, what did you think of that overtime? I know that you were shocked with that disallowed goal because it looked like the Oilers had finished it off, and then you were like, no, they're calling it back.
Oh yeah, I mean, they disallowed it, but I don't even think it went in at one point.
Right. Yeah, they said it was a high stick or what was it? High stick or goalie interference? What was it?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
When
he tipped it. Yeah. He tips it in, but they called it high sticking, which I mean it's when they were describing it. I mean it was borderline high sticking.
It was right there on the line.
It's rough.
Right.
Stick calls are hard to call.
Yeah, it's tough from the vantage point to see if it goes over the crossbar.
There's no perfect angle to see the stick and the goal pole, the fucking whatever the top of the goal is called.
Yeah.
Crossbar.
The crossbar. Thank you. The crossbar. There's no perfect angle to get the camera on that unless you're literally holding a camera at that angle.
Right.
At that moment.
It's tough, but listen, it's gonna be.
They should do that pylon cams though. That's a thing to think about. You know how they got the pylon cams.
Well, they got
in the NFL.
yeah. Well, they got the cam inside of the net. They got the cam above the net, and then obviously the other.
Yeah,
camera
but I
goes
mean
from-
eye level to the net, to the
right.
crossbar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like VAR has something similar in soccer.
I don't know
Yeah, that's what I
how
mean.
logistically they would do that, just because you can't really put the camera on the crossbar, just because more
No,
likely than
no,
not they're
no.
gonna
I
knock it
mean-
off.
No, like sensors.
Yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
like when people go offsides in soccer,
Right.
Yeah.
they have it and it literally shows their body, not the actual picture, just the outline of their body, the line,
Right.
everything like that.
Yeah, no,
and they
that
can
makes
get that
sense.
down to like the nearest inch.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I
They've
think
had
that'd
like
be
huge
interesting.
games decided upon that.
That would be wild if
That would
they
be
were
great,
able to figure that
'cause
out. That'd be cool.
High stick calls are hard to call.
100%.
Yeah, especially when you're in
100%.
playoff hockey, man. Every fucking goal counts.
Yeah.
Because I remember last year Gensel got a goal. I thought it was high stick. I think Chauncey thought it was high stick, but Willis thought it wasn't.
I thought it was
There's
high
definitely
stick.
bias there, but it definitely looked like a high stick.
Right.
And I remember that last year.
Yeah, Matt's got a smile on his face at that one. I see up there.
Well, it'll be
High stick,
it'll be
yeah.
interesting to see what happens. I mean, game 2, I expect McDavid to come really flying out and score one early. I don't see it. I know
Got it.
people are going to be giving him shit in the media. The Edmonton media is ruthless, so I know.
Do we
they're gonna
think?
be-
Do
they're
we
gonna be
think
riding.
if they can hold McDavid, Draisaitl goes off though? Maybe
Well,
he picks
Draisaitl
up
went
the
off
slack.
last night. He had two goals and an assist.
That's what I mean, though. Like, do you think he can hang there? Because if
If they put too much focus on McDavid, then
Yeah.
he's
I
obviously
agree.
There's
going
so many
to.
stars on that team. Like even if you shut down Draisaitl and McDavid, Kane
still got
or
two.
Nugent Hopkins
Kane,
is gonna
Yeah.
have a
Hopkins, Yamamoto, like
They got
there are
Arnie.
other
And
guys.
either
yeah.
way, you shut down McDavid and Draisaitl from goal scoring does not mean they're not going to be tossing dishes to these guys.
100%.
Draisaitl's got one of the best fucking saucers, backhand passes, anything
Yeah.
like that. He's got the best.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
one of the best in the league.
Well,
No,
it'll be
that was a
interesting.
good night one. There was a lot of good action. Like you can't be disappointed with that night one.
No, you can't. I 100% agree. It was an awesome night of hockey. We had great finishes at pretty much every game, so it was a lot of fun. So now here's where the action comes in. We're talking night 2 and we're talking game 1. And what's the first game on the slate? Starting in 40 minutes, we got the Devils and the Rangers. Game 1 at the Rock. A diehard Devil fan, diehard Ranger fans here in show with us on the panel. And oh my God, I cannot wait. It's been 6 long years since the Devils have been competitive in the playoffs. A long
Gonna be
6
6
years.
short
I've
days,
been
too.
waiting since Taylor Hall's MVP season where we got our asses kicked in 5 games by the Lightning. It's been
I
so
remember that.
long. It's been so long. Watch since Keith Kincaid, that bum ass, was in the net. I'm here now with
You guys were in the
Vanacek in net.
playoffs with Keith
Jack
Kincaid.
Jack
How the
Hughes.
fuck did you?
It was
How the fuck did you make it to the playoffs?
it was an
with Keith
unbelievable
Kincaid in
push.
net?
Keith Kincaid had a point a
Wait.
1.13 goals against average in the last like 20 games of the season in 2017. But now we're back. We got Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier. We got a star-studded lineup. I cannot wait. Game 1 tonight at the Rock. The Rock's gonna be buzzing tonight. I cannot wait. Championship
That's gonna be
Plaza's
nuts
already
tonight.
going. I'm so excited. It's been all I could think about all day. I've had my Jack Hughes jersey on all day. I switched to the collared shirt to be a little professional here, but listen, I'm fired up. We'll throw it over. We'll throw it over to Vallo, the Ranger fan. Are you ready for game 1 tonight? How you feeling going into game 1?
I can't fucking wait. It depends on how our star players play. Mostly Kane and Panarin. Panarin has been fucking consistent recently with how he's playing. I don't know about Kane. Kane has been in and out with being good, being bad.
Yeah.
So if Showtime shows up, then we're rock solid. We're fucking Stanley Cup contenders. We're going all the way. But if Kane doesn't show up in this first series, we might be out in the first series.
Caleb, I saw your comment on the YouTube chat. Odds Luke Hughes scores a goal tonight. Luke Hughes is not in the lineup. He's a healthy scratch tonight. Kevin Ball draws in on the third defensive pair with Damon Severson. Luke Hughes. But let me tell you, my dad and I were talking about it, and we both agreed. The first defenseman to fuck up tonight and turn the puck over for a goal is coming out of the lineup, and Luke Hughes is jumping in. I wish Luke Hughes was in the lineup, especially after watching Brock Faber last night turn up for the Wild as a a college kid who's jumping in from Minnesota. I think Luke Hughes should be in the lineup, but I'm not the coach, so we'll see what happens. But Kevin Ball's in the lineup. No Luke Hughes tonight. He's gonna be a healthy scratch. Let me tell you, I'm nervous as shit for game one. I think I was reading the keys to the game, and we'll talk about it a little right now as we jump into the pregame here. I was reading some of the keys to the game, and one of the things that they were saying, I know everybody's been harping on it, playoff experience. The Rangers, they went to the Eastern Conference Final last year. They have a team that they know what it takes in the big moments. But listen, I don't want to hear too much about the playoff experience because we got some veteran presence in that room. We got Palat, who's a Cup champ. We got Eric Holla, who has some playoff experience. We got some guys who do have some experience.
I'm pretty sure Timo Meyer got to the conference final too. Was he on that Sharks team?
Yeah, I think he was on that Sharks team that went to the conference
Timo went
final.
deep. Andre Palat has 2 cups.
Yep. Yeah, so we have some
playoff
experience.
You have some experience in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's just as long as those guys can rub off on the rest of them,
right?
Then you're good. But if the young kids don't pick it up, you guys are fucked.
Well, yeah. So I
think we'll be able to decide this series after this first game.
They talk about the experience factor. That's going to be big. But honestly, what I'm just more excited about, you have a young team. And you have a guy who this is his first chance in the playoffs. He's number 1 overall pick. He's fired up. He's had a breakout year, 98 points, or actually 99 points. He had 99 points, 1 point shy. Which, granted, if he wasn't hurt for 2 weeks, he'd probably have over 100 points. But he was hurt for 2 weeks. I mean, I'm just excited to see these young players in the playoffs playing meaningful hockey. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
This is playoff debut.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I think the first period, we're gonna get a little running. We're gonna get a little running around in our own zone, just from nerves. But I think if we could fight off the first period, stay in the game, I think second and third period will be settled in and we'll be moving along. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of young guys all around. We have basically, besides for our defense, just one line of young guys. Right. So I'm curious to see how our third line goes with the kid line.
Yeah, the kid line.
The kid line is good for us. The kid line has been good for us. They popped off last year. If they could do the same thing as last year,
I think the kid line's dog shit.
I think the kid line has been popped off last year.
I think the kid line's asshole. I think the kid line's maybe one of the most overrated lines in all of hockey. Capo Caco's asshole.
I almost just spit up wine all over my white shorts after.
Capo Caco is shit. And I'm sick of hearing about Capo Caco. Capo Caco has what, 45 points in his whole career? Capo Caco's asshole. Lafreniere is overrated too. I think Lafreniere scores a highlight goal every like 4 months, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at Lafreniere! Look at Lafreniere!" Fuck that line. I have no fear of the kid line. I'm worried about it.
But you got to keep in mind. Jack Hughes is playing on the second line. They're playing on the third line, getting a lot less minutes.
Yeah, because they stink.
No, they don't. Hedl does not stink.
Hedl's the best guy on that line.
Hedl is 100% the best line.
But Lafreniere shit, and Caco's asshole. So I have no fear. I have no fear of the kid line. Kako
is very good defensively.
I think it's going to be interesting.
That's his high point. I'd say Kako is good defensively. Offensively is questionable. Very, very fucking questionable. But defensively, I don't think there's really much you can say about his game.
We'll see.
I think Troup is having a night.
I
think he's going to put his body on the line out there tonight, and Troup is going to have a night.
I think Trouba's laying someone out.
We'll see.
I want Scott Stevens to come out of retirement and put Trouba through the plexiglass first fucking shift.
I say Miles Wood gets a game suspension first period. Miles Wood, I was laughing. I was watching NHL Network, and my dad was watching too, so we were talking, and they said Miles Wood is an X factor in this series. Miles Wood is fucking dog shit, and I'm so sick of hearing about Miles Wood. I wish Miles Wood wasn't even in the lineup. I can't stand that fucking guy, and I'm a Devil fan, and I hate Miles Wood. Hate that fucking guy. He's a guaranteed liability every time he's on the ice. So we'll see what happens. I bet Miles Wood fights Jacob Troup at least one time this game. No, I think if we could just keep Miles Wood.
And now who are you taking?
Hold up.
I kind of want to hear the series predictions we got.
We got someone that wants to phone in.
Oh, we got somebody phoning in live on the show.
Ooh.
Hello?
Can you hear him?
Hello?
Oh
Hello?
no! Get this guy
Who
out
is
of here.
this? Is
They can hear you. Jose,
Is
they
that
can hear you.
Jose?
The Devils. Fuck them. They suck. They suck. No quit NY. They
Wow. Wow. Get this
knows.
fucking guy out of here, bro. Get this fucking guy. That's fucking crazy. He doesn't fucking know what he's talking about. He's an asshole. What a
He
fucking
knows.
jerk off. What a jerk off coming in fucking trying to talk some fucking shit. Yeah, I see you in chat too. I'm looking at chat now. I see you. No quitting NY. No quitting NY. Let's go Rangers. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. This fucking guy. Listen, all right, talking series predictions. I'm taking I'm going to say Devils in 7.
I'm gonna go Rangers in 7.
Devils in 6. Fuck
Devils
the
in
Rangers. I
7.
wouldn't even give the
I'm
Rangers
taking
3
Rangers in
wins.
7.
Devils in
Rangers
Devils
in
in
7.
6. And I think
Wow, you got people saying 7. Wow.
I'm thinking Rangers in 6 or 7. I think this is gonna be a
I
long
think
series.
Rangers in 7. I think this is gonna be a really good series.
Willie, you got to remember this is the Hudson River Rivalry right here.
Yeah.
I'm taking
I did.
This is gonna go deep into the
This is-
series.
Nobody has said anything about the Devils' speed yet. That's why I
the
have
Devils'
6.
speed is huge. I agree 100%.
Bro, I
They're
think
the
they're
best.
the fastest team in the NHL.
They
right
are.
now.
They are. They're the fastest team in the NHL. They're the best team on 5-on-5 on the rush goals. They score the most goals on the
Well, that's
rush
because you guys can't stay out of the fucking box.
than any other
You
team
guys
in
are
the league.
you guys are so good at 5-on-5 because you guys are fucking stuck at 4-on-5 for like half the game.
No,
Yeah,
that's
you
not
guys
true.
are
That's not
fucking
true.
bad.
We're one of the
You guys have
we're
to
one of
do
the
something
least
at
we're one
least.
of the least penalized teams all year. That's bananas.
Every single game I pull
Listen,
up for the
you
Devils, I
guys
get in
just
the
watched
box.
2 of the slowest fucking teams in the NHL last night in Game 1.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna see
Some
the
of the fastest
Devils,
teams.
who are the Devils and the Rangers, who are 2 of the fastest teams, play each other tonight. It's gonna be a high scoring series. It's gonna be the Devils though, because Igor hasn't been playing the same as he was last year, and
He wasn't.
if he
but
can't,
he
like,
wasn't
stand on
playing
his
in
head-
January, but recently he has been playing better.
Recently he's hot. But
He's
listen,
been
the
pretty
Devils.
fucking hot recently.
And that's actually the third key factor.
Dude, so is
NHL.com's
Vanacek.
got
The
it.
Devils goalie's fucking playing really good too. Like,
Yeah, the Devils goalie is really good. Goaltending, I think, is going to be fun to watch just because I think both goalies are playing really good this year.
they're both playing
But
pretty.
I'm telling you, man,
Dude, I think momentum.
Jack Hughes carrying the puck in the neutral zone is one of the most dangerous players in hockey right now. The way he
He's so
can
fast, it's insane.
control the
For
presence in the
somebody
neutral
so
zone.
small and how fast he is, it's actually like kind of mind-boggling because he doesn't have that like size to where he can really get going like McDavid has, or some of these like
Yeah.
faster players.
Are we talking about Hughes?
Dude, he's
Hughes,
like what,
Jack.
5'11", and he's
Yeah,
like the
5'11".
fastest.
Let me
one
tell
of the
you,
fastest players.
Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier remind me a lot of a young Kane and Taves back in 2008, 2009. Same playing style. I mean, obviously Nico's not as big as Kane is, or not Kane, as big as Taves is.
Taves.
But let me tell you, they play a very similar style of hockey, both of those guys. And Jack, even Kane said it himself. He said he reminds a lot of myself when I was a young player. So I think it's going to be very exciting to watch. These two guys go head to head and Hughes take off. Hughes is a fast guy, man, and I think the Devil's speed is going to give the old Rangers some trouble. The Rangers got a lot of old guys on
I
that
think
team.
the Rangers are still going to have a really good series.
Pretty young. The Rangers are pretty young.
Dude, I mean,
They're
Panarin.
both fast.
What's Panarin? 30? Panarin's 30. Kane is 35.
Panarin and Kane are
Zibanejad is 29. Chris Kreider's 30 years old. I mean, you got a lot of old guys. Tarasenko's 32. Your top
look at our
two
decor.
lines are old as dick. Your top two
Look at our
lines are old as
decor.
dick. Besides,
Look at our entire decor.
yeah. So Keandre Miller's young. Fox is young.
Straight through New Jersey.
What is Lindgren? 28, 29?
26.
26?
I'm pretty sure. 26 or 27.
And what's
He's still pretty
What's
young.
Trouba? 31.
He's older. He's the oldest of them all.
I think
Lindgren's pretty young. Fox is young. Miller's young. Schneider's young. And I don't know about Harp. Who are we playing? I don't know if we have Harper or
Mikola's playing with
Mikkola.
Schneider. I got the
Mikola's
lines
young.
right here. So right here we got
Mikola's young too.
Kreider, Zibanejad, Kane, Panarin, Trocheck, Tarasenko, Lafreniere, Hedel, and Kako, VC, Goudreau, and Mott. And then you got Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, Mikkola, Schneider, and then Shesterkin in net.
We don't have Harper in it at all, right?
No, Harper's scratched.
He's helped scratch.
He's
Good.
scratched. And then
He's good. He's good, but he's not as good as the rest of
The
them.
Devils are running Tatar, Hischier, Mercer, Palat, Hughes, Bratt, Meyer, Holla, Boquist, Wood, McLeod, Bastion, Siegenthaler, Hamilton, Graves, Marino, Kevin Ball, and Damon Severson. I wish fucking Luke Hughes
you guys
was
are playing
in for
Meyer on
other
the
than
third
fucking
line?
Kevin Ball. Yeah, Timo Meyer's been playing on the third line, dude. I mean,
Really?
they like him with Holla.
You guys
Him and
go
Holla
quick
got
shifts?
a lot of chemistry right now.
I'm excited to see this game. Listen, I agree with Chauncey though. Like it's a big momentum series because these teams just hate each other.
Right.
That, and I think it's going to come down to big, like, first score goals because these teams,
The first goal is
they
big.
absolutely hate each other. I know it's huge in any game, but, like, the first score goal is going to get the momentum swinging one way or the other, and especially if you turn that to a 2-0.
Yep.
I mean, the very fast teams, they can put
I
up
think it's
3 goals in 5 minutes, but I think that first goal is going to be huge. I think it's going to get the momentum and change mindsets on them.
All right,
I think
final.
it's going to be a huge.
Hard to get that out of your head. Down,
Like,
being
oh
down
my-
It's hard to predict this game just because of how
close.
the rivalry, how good the teams are,
What's
and
the
how they
spread?
match up.
and how they match up. They're both fast teams. The Rangers are a little older, I'd say.
Yeah.
What's the spread
Yep.
on the game right now?
The spread is minus 130 to the Devils. Depending on your site,
on
it's
the puck line?
very close.
Yeah, it's minus 132 on FanDuel, plus 110 for the Rangers on FanDuel.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm taking. So right now, real quick, let's run through our series predictions here. I got Devils in 6. Willis, what do you got?
I got Devils in 6.
Devils in 6.
Oh wait, no, Devils. I got no. I'm sorry. I got Devils in 7 versus the Rangers
Devils in
because
7.
I think this is going to be a home ice series
Right.
because those places are hard places to play at. The Rock and the Garden, hard places to play at.
John?
I'd say the Garden is probably one of the hardest places to play at. But I think the Rangers in 6 or 7. I think we're stealing 1. If we're winning the series, I think we obviously have to steal 1.
Now, Valo, I think though that you have to. It being a prediction, I think you have to pick how many games.
I can't.
You have to be set.
I'm going to choose 7. I'm going to think we're going to steal Game 7 like we did against Carolina last year. But I will be back because I got to take a phone call.
I'll hop on there. I'm definitely going to go Game 7 Rangers. I think this is going to be a really, really good series. I think it's going to possibly be one of the best series out of the entire playoff. So,
Yep.
but obviously biased, I got to go Rangers. But it's going to be hard to win Game 7 in New Jersey. So,
Matt, what do you got?
I got Devils in 5.
Devils in 5. The young and speed. The young and the speed. That's right. That's what I'm talking
right. He's a
about.
Toronto guy.
That's
He
what I'm
doesn't know
talking about. All right,
And
now.
I think there's going to be a couple of games where they either rat one out or they just hit you with like some surprise no one's expecting.
I like that. Switching gears here real quick, so we can get moving along here. Leafs Lightning rematch of last year. We got the Leafs and the Lightning going. Game 7 last year. Leafs fell 2-1. Lost in the first round yet again. 6 straight years they've lost in the first round. Here we go. Rematch of last year. This Leafs team is stacked. It's really you can't really figure out how they're gonna lose this one. Ryan O'Reilly, John Tavares, William Nylander, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. I got Tampa in 7. What do you guys got?
Oh, I got you.
Yo,
I got you.
that's a great lead up.
Toronto, I think, I hate to say it, I think everybody says that it might happen every year. I think this year they're going to come out of the gate hot. I think they're taking it in 6, maybe even 5. They have a bunch of star players. That team is stacked. They can put up a lot of goals. Austin Matthews, absolute animal. You got Mitch Marner saucing that puck around. Good defense. Goalie. Tavares is good too. I think that team's good top to bottom, and I think that they've just got the shit under the stick the last couple of years. So.
I 100% agree. I just can't. I can't.
I know.
I listen. You know me. Like I'm go Leafs, go all the way. I love the Leafs. I love Austin Matthews.
I think,
but it's like holy shit.
It's hard to go against
come on.
Vasilevsky.
Come on, like I don't understand. Like it's like, what are we doing here? How like if you don't get it done this year,
how do they end up in that situation every year?
You should just like gut the franchise. I think this should just be done.
Yeah,
forever.
rebuild.
I think if you can't figure it out this year, like just trade everybody away and just be like, we're actually going to be AHL team now.
I think you just keep one superstar and build around them.
I got Montreal in 7. Listen,
what do you got?
I'm playing around, but that series they lost to Montreal in 2020. That was probably the most sickening thing I've ever seen, and it was actually kind of enjoyable because my my dad's a Canadiens fan, but for Toronto to choke that series up 3-1, regardless, off topic, I think I got Toronto doing it this year in 6.
I
If
agree.
we do let Vasilevsky get to Game 7, Toronto Matthews might as well just take the flight down to Beaver's
Down to
house
Arizona,
and start
yeah.
partying.
And
Well, fucking
yeah.
Marner
wanna
wants
see
to
Boston
because
seven.
they're losing that
No.
series.
They're losing the series if it goes to 7. But I
If
think
it goes to
Toronto-
7, they're
taking-
fucked.
I'm going late. Maple Leafs in 6. That's my lock-in position there.
I'm doing the same. That's what I
Leafs
guess.
in 6.
I'm taking
I agree with
the
that.
Leafs in 6 as well.
Matt,
I
what
like
you
how I
got?
started that one out.
I'm
off the
Leafs
gun.
in 6. We talked to a psychic about a month ago.
We
She
did.
said-
Good
Good
bringing that in.
Good
Good bringing that in. Listen, we talked to a psychic. Our roommate had this psychic on the phone talking about guys, and I said, this is how we're gonna know if this woman is full of shit or not. I asked her straight up. I was like, listen, do the Leafs get out of the first round? I said it straight up. I was like, this is how we're gonna know whether they're full of shit or if they're not. And what did she say? She said, this is the year. This is their year. They're getting it done.
Did you hang up?
I was like, well, no, we hung up after that, and I was like, listen, this is how you know if this lady's full of shit or not. If they don't get it done this year, you call back and you ask for your $10 back because you're getting fleeced. So here we go. I got Leafs in 5. I say Leafs in 5.
Leafs in 5.
Leafs in 5. They get it done. They get it done in Scotiabank Arena. They lose Game 4 in Tampa, but they get it done in Scotiabank, in Toronto, in Ontario, Game 5.
Okay.
Dude, if it
No
goes
one.
to 7, Vasilevsky, I think his record Game 7 is like what? It's not.
He
I don't know
never
what it
loses.
is.
He never loses.
It's
but I would
stupid,
guess
though.
Like 15-2.
He never loses. in Game
Vasilevsky
7.
in playoffs is just insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Different.
bro,
Guys,
He's just
100%.
he's a different animal in
Jack-
playoffs.
he's insane.
Jose in chat says Leafs in 6. He says guaranteed, no doubt.
No, like that. Yeah, I agree. I say Leafs in
I'm-
6, man.
I'm
If
with
it goes
the
7,
6.
they're fucked. They're not going to do it in 5 though. Tampa's too deep, and their goalie's too good.
Yeah, but Tampa
Yeah,
in the last
I don't
in the
think
last
five's
20 games
quick.
for Tampa's 2-18 in the last 20.
Tampa has also been very,
Tampa
very bad with
stinks right
scoring.
now.
They have been struggling to
Yeah.
score.
Like Tampa's beat right now.
I
Same
don't
with
know.
Carolina.
They have a lot of guys that have a lot.
Yeah,
I
like
know
they-
I don't wanna
they-
say
like they've
playoff
been
experience,
terrible in
but they
this
have a
end of
lot
the
of
year.
guys that can lock in.
Yeah,
I mean, these are big games.
it just depends on how they lock in for the playoffs. If Tampa doesn't
Yeah.
lock in, then
If
Toronto's
they
in there in
continue like they are right now, then I'll take Toronto in 5. But if they're going to step up like I think they will, and they usually do every year in the playoffs, obviously, I think it's going to go 6, no doubt. And if it does go 7, Vasilevsky's taking that, just like Will said.
Yeah.
He's too damn good. Game 7.
Dude, think
No,
about it.
like,
Toronto
Game 7 is
Toronto has
unbelievable.
Toronto has a
Game
Let alone
14.
Game 7. The whole playoffs, he's fucking nasty. But you put him in Game 7. Come on,
he's disgusting in playoffs, and then Game 7, like you just said,
you sold your soul
He-
if you put yourself in that position.
like there's no chance, like there's almost no chance you're beating Vasilevsky in Game 7.
Toronto's got a
No.
14-point
He's too locked
stretch
in. He's too good.
on the Lightning. They were
And do we know
14 inside of them.
odds? Do we know odds in this game?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
what do
gotta
we got?
pull them
What's the
right now.
spread?
I got it's Tampa plus 132 and Toronto minus 160.
What's the goal
Ooh.
spread there?
It's over under on 5.5. It's
5.5.
over is minus 132, under is plus 108.
Here's a crazy stat for you guys that probably a lot of people know, but Vasilevsky didn't lose back-to-back playoff games for 2 years straight, and almost didn't do it again last year until they lost to
Until
the
the
Avalanche
Rangers.
in the
Avs,
finals.
Yeah.
No, they
Oh,
lost.
no,
back-
I'm sorry. No, it
The
wasn't the
Rangers.
Avs. It was the Rangers. You're right.
They
was
lost
the
both
Rangers.
home series, and then they lost the third. No, they didn't lose the third one. We lost in 6. But they lost the first 2 because they were I
Yeah.
honestly think they only lost the first 2 because they were coming back from a fucking sweep, and we just came from a 7-game series.
Exactly. So
They
they
were
were
in
cold.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
that, they didn't lose back-to-back games for 2 years. They won the cup. Like, how is that even possible? And then,
Yeah.
then they still got to the cup final last year. That record was, that's insane.
100%.
I think
So,
that
you
Lightning
can't count
team
that
is
team out.
that's a team you can't play with, though. That Lightning team,
Yeah, you can't screw
They're-
around.
solid.
You can never
every
bet
that
against them.
team, that team is a solid team, regardless of the last 20.
I think
that's
they've played a lot of hockey over the last couple of years, though. I think it catches
They
up
have
to
2
them.
cups.
It
Like
does,
their core guys have 2 cups.
Yeah, I mean they've been to 3 straight finals, 2
That's
cups.
yeah.
I think they played a lot of hockey. I think eventually,
went for the three-peat.
eventually your legs are gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
eventually,
They went for the 3P last year. Was just a break for them.
right.
Mm.
All right,
They're
so
like,
official
we made it
picks
to the
real
finals?
quick. One more time. Let's go through the ladder. I got Leafs in 5. Willis,
Leafs in 6.
Leafs in 6.
Leafs in-
John,
Leafs in 6.
Chance. Yep.
Leafs in 6.
Matty,
Leafs in 6.
Leafs in 6. All right, there we go. We're gonna switch gears. Go out west. Golden Knights, Jets. Jack Eichel's first appearance in the playoffs. Crazy to
That's
think
great.
that this is his first appearance in the
crazy.
playoffs. He's been around for as long as McDavid. He's a great player, and this is his first time stepping into the playoffs. Now we got Golden Knights. Mark Stone back in the lineup, the captain. He's been on the LTIR. The Golden Knights seem like they got a good squad. Goaltending is a question mark, but if I don't know, what's the deal with Thompson? Is he back?
Is Logan Thompson back?
Is Logan Thompson playing?
Who have they been playing? I don't even remember.
Because remember, he was really good, and then he got hurt after that game that
Yeah.
we went to in Jersey.
Yeah, Logan Thompson was
No,
good.
Quick is the goalie now.
Oh yeah, that's right. They picked they traded for
picked
him
right.
in that three-way trade with Corpusalo.
So Quick is the goalie.
Or
So we got Quick versus Hellebuck. Hellebuck I think is the better goalie in that. Honestly, when looking at those two goalies right now, Quick obviously
Quick
has
is
the
past
big
the
time
time.
playoff experience, but I think Quick is past his time. Hellebuck is an all-time goalie, really good right now. He's really good. He's always a Vezina candidate. What do we think? We'll toss it over. Matt, what do you think firsthand? Golden Knights, Jets. You saw the Knights in person.
Knights, I'm taking the Knights tonight. I think they win the series too. I think they go all the way to 7.
Number 1 team in the West, the Knights, I believe. I think they're number 1 team in the West. The Knights are a good team.
It's,
Yeah, the Knights are a good team. We saw them in person. I thought they got a good squad. Phil Kessel is there. Eichel's there. You got Mark Stone.
Pietrangelo.
yeah,
No,
Pietrangelo,
did they have Pietrangelo?
Willie Carlson.
Yep.
Willie
Carlson,
Karlsson's
right?
good.
Yeah,
Big
Marchessault,
one right here.
like
Barbashev.
Barbashev. Yeah, I take the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights have a good team. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the Western Conference
think
Final, to be honest.
Sleeper in this series. I don't know how much sleeper, I guess, but I'm going Barbashev. He's going to have a series.
Wow, interesting. I mean, the Jets have a good team too, though. I mean, Mark Stone or not Mark Stone, excuse me, Mark Scheifele. Yeah, you have Scheifele, Wheeler, Nikolai Ehlers, Kyle Connor. Like, you have a lot of good players on the Jets too, and the Jets just
Who do the Jets have on the back end?
Jacob Morrissey, who's having a breakout year, massive year. Jacob Morrissey could be a finalist for the Norris. He's having an unbelievable year. He's their top guy. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting series. Willis, what do you got for Jets Golden Knights? What do you think?
They have Neil Pionk and Schmidt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts me a little bit to say it, but I think I could see the Knights winning in 5. The reason it hurts me saying it is because I like the Canadian teams to do well. And the whiteout in Winnipeg is always like really fun to watch.
Right.
Like Calgary with the Red Sea and then Winnipeg with the whiteout and the offs. That shit fires me up because those fans are crazy. But I think the Knights are just too good, like all around. There's no weakness on that team, and I've seen them play a couple games. Even that game you went to, Klaus, I watched that game, and the Knights ended up winning, and that was like 2 powerhouses going at it, and they just could play with anybody.
I think the Knights.
The Devs beat the Knights the game.
Yeah, the night that we watched, it was the Devs one.
Jack Hughes made a play from his knees to Dougie Hamilton in the slot overtime.
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton scored that OT winner.
All right, disregard what I just said. That's crazy. I thought
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I mean,
that was a great game to
but still, the Knights can play with anybody, so I can't see them. I can't see them having trouble against the Jets because the Jets were the number 1 seed in the West at one point, and they fell off all the way to the wild card. So I mean, haven't had a great second half of the year.
No, they have not. I'm gonna say, and I'm looking at this series. I'm thinking. I'm gonna say Knights in 5. Knights in 5. What do we got?
I'm thinking Knights in 5 or 6. I'm leaning more towards 5.
I'm going to take Knights in 5.
I'm leaning more towards 5, but I think there's a chance that Winnipeg takes 2. I'm leaning more towards 5, so I'm going to go with 5. But I think there's still a chance that Winnipeg takes 2.
Who do you got up there?
Did you say Matt or?
Yeah, Matt. What do you got, Jar Jar?
Yeah, dude, I still say Knights take the series, but I'm saying 6 or 7 games.
Wow, 6 or 7.
Man, I mean, it's like we said earlier. You know, it's the playoffs. You know, you turn it up.
Right.
You
100%.
put everything out there, and especially if you're the wild card, you're the underdog. You're putting everything you have into this first round.
Yeah.
The Knights may expect to make second or third, so they probably won't play as hard as they can. Where the Jets, they're playing to prove that they deserve to be.
Well, and
to
the
be
Jets,
there.
like we said, the Jets have a lot of good players too. That it's like it's kind of like weird that they haven't been able to put it together. But then
it's because their big guys haven't been scoring.
Yeah.
The players you named haven't been scoring.
Quiet. They're quiet.
I think besides for the past week of the regular season, they've been quiet, very quiet.
That's gotta be so frustrating as a Winnipeg fan. But regardless, those fans are gonna go be like, bro. That game 3, that's probably the most excited I am for a game 3 out of any other game 3s. Like
Not me.
that whiteout in Winnipeg, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't see another color in that whole place. Winnipeg scores, the whole place is white, dude. It's just
I'm
howls
ready to
going
see the
everywhere.
entire
the place
place
goes
blue
nuts.
in the Garden.
The place
Actually,
goes-
probably not. The Garden's probably going to be a bunch of red just because of how close New Jersey is.
Both home. It's gonna be tough. I saw today.
gonna be
It's looking like 45 Devils fans over Ranger fans.
Yeah, I was about to
at the
say
Rock
it's going to
tonight.
probably be like 60-40 for
Yeah,
Devils
like, it's
Rangers
gonna
for
be tight.
both
It's gonna be tight.
stadiums.
It's gonna be tight. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what
I
happens.
hope
in
the
the
Jets give up a fight, but I think the Knights are just going in 5. They're just
Yeah.
really good.
game. So Knights in 5. John's got Knights in 5. Willis Knights in 5. Matt Knights in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'll say 6.
Knights in
But
6. And
I
what do
can
you
see
got,
it going to
Johns?
7.
I'm leaning to. I'm saying 5, but I'm thinking the. I'm not even saying the team itself. I'm saying Hellebuck will steal them 2, possibly. He'll steal them 1, but possibly 2. I think Hellebuck can do 2.
Yo, Jose said. Jose wanted to ask Willis on stream. He wanted to know where the pens are.
All right,
what do you
here's
think
where the
of the-
fucking Pens are right now, bro.
What do you think
We got-
about the
We
pen
got my
status?
boy Jeff Carter on his fucking knees right now, about to get whacked in Chicago.
Why did you guys even take
Fuck
Jeff
him,
Carter?
bro. We got Jake Gensel on his tea time right now. It's his nice sunset down in wherever he's playing golf, probably. Ron Hextall, I hope he already went bankrupt.
He's already fired. Yeah, he's gone. He's tossed.
I mean,
But
you
it's
guys,
such a tragedy that,
you guys went into the
how do
season
we-
with 12 guys with over 30 years old.
No, here's the thing.
Half your
This is
team
what really frustrates me. I'm happy he asked this question because I wasn't even going to get going with the Penguins, but probably the most frustrating year to ever be a Penguins fan because Crosby actually went off this year, and the guy's
he had
34.
a really good year. Him and Malkin.
Malkin didn't get hurt for the first time since 2012. He played almost every game this year, maybe
Yeah.
every game,
Yeah.
and that never happens with Malkin. He always gets hurt, and out of every year, they're always either the Metro 2 or 3 seed, and are always a good chance to
Get in.
either they've won 3 cups, they've gotten out of the first round multiple times, and out of every year, this is the year where they don't make the offs at all. Dude, Crosby had one of his best years in 5 years.
Look at
Fucking
these.
Malkin didn't get hurt, and their bottom 6 was just
Who-
that ass.
who-
that
who
we don't
are
even
they-
make the offs.
Who are they taking out then?
I'd say maybe Florida or the Islanders. That's obviously the wild card
No,
spots,
I
but
just-
who are they really replacing in the wild card spots?
I just want to
How
see.
they were playing.
Yeah, who are you saying that they're gonna? Who are they gonna play
They gotta,
better than
they
in
gotta,
the playoffs?
they
right?
gotta gut that whole team, bro. They gotta
Oh,
get that.
dude,
they gotta
they're
be
not
gone.
playing better than anybody in the
They
playoffs
gotta
right
be
now. That's the
gone.
fucking problem. Our bottom
it's
6
tough.
is the worst in the league. We had no scoring out of any of those guys. The third and fourth line may have been the worst
third
in
and
the
fourth
league.
line were-
And
there
our
was
other
no-
problem-
There was no
Because you guys
depth.
were
There
too
was
old.
no depth. on
You guys
that
were
team.
too old. You guys
I
were older
fucking
than
see
fucking-
Jar 3 Jose over here texting me tea time.
I see,
Listen, you
yeah,
got me fired up. And
He's in chat too. He's in chat too. He's got
listen,
he's
this
crazy in
guy's
chat.
got me fired up now because it is a bad year to be a Penguins fan. Our goaltending, Jari probably is already getting shipped out of the city.
Should.
Probably
He's
marching
dog
him down
shit.
the streets right now. They're throwing him into the
I hope-
river.
I
You
hope
guys
they're
should have kept
doing it
Louis Domingue.
like Game of Thrones, how they fucking made her walk naked and threw stones at her.
Willie Domingue played better in the fucking series last year than
It's
in
disgusting.
fucking Jari
Yeah,
played
Domingue's
this year.
dude,
It's just
it's
and
tough.
what I
Domingue
said
is
to my
good.
dad too is after the trade deadline in the end of March, I think, or fucking whenever it was, I forget. But
I think
we
it was
only
March.
acquired Mikhail Granlund and Nick Bonino.
Yep.
Bro, I see the teams that we're trying to compete against to get into the offs
Look at the
making
fucking
all
Rangers
these
and
plays,
Devils.
and some teams didn't even get into the offs, and they're still making better pickups than us. Like
Right.
the Red Wings, didn't they get
And Buffalo,
some like
too.
fire defense or like Ekholm?
Yeah.
Where did Ekholm go?
Oh no, Ekholm went to the Oilers.
How about Dylan Larkin? He did pretty good this year.
Yeah, he did have a good year.
But look at the Rangers picking up Kane
and Tarasenko.
and
And
Tarasenko.
Mikko. We
The
basically
Devils,
got
Timo Meyer.
Right.
There's these teams making these like big plays that they think they can make a run. Good for them, bro. We got like 3 years left to Malkin. We got 4 years left to Crosby probably, and we're out here signing Mikhail Granlund. We signed the guy. I look at his stats. He's got 9 goals in like 50-something games, and this is who we're picking up.
Right.
That's what you get for going to Nashville. Nashville's
It's
fucking
crazy,
awesome.
man. So, Jar 3, thank you for your question. Now my blood pressure's through the roof.
All right,
and-
real quick, let's
and I don't
jump.
even want to talk about
Let's
hockey
jump
anymore.
down. Let's jump down. I see some.
Hey.
I see some questions in chat, so we're gonna talk.
Hold on. I never gave you my pick quick. I'm going.
Yes.
God damn it. Winnipeg in 6.
You're taking Winnipeg.
Winnipeg in
Yeah.
6. Wow, he's going opposite of
Are you
everybody
feeling,
else. So.
are you feeling Heidelbuck? What are you
Dude,
feeling on
Hellebuck-
Winnipeg? I didn't even
Hellebuck's
know.
good, bro.
I love-
Hellebuck's
I
good. Maybe
love
their
the
big guys
whiteout.
get going
I
too.
like
So I mean, who
Big-
knows?
big playoffs out there in Canada. That just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That
How long has
whiteout
the Canada drought been
be-
for the
that's gonna
sailing?
be awesome. Goalie, Helvichuk. I can't even say it really.
Hellebuck.
I
Yeah.
love that guy. Yeah, I think he's going to do really solid in there, and I do think that Scheifele, Wheeler,
Yep.
I think those guys are going to pick it up. So I think that they're going to take them in 6.
All right, a little upset action. So real quickly, let's jump down real fast. We got Kraken and Avalanche. That's going game 1 tonight. Honestly, the Kraken, young team, very excited for them. First time into the playoffs. I got Avalanche in 5. I think the Avs. I mean, even though the Avs, I know the Avs don't have Gabe Landeskog. I still think that the Avs are hands above a better team.
I think
the Avs,
I think
are
this might be
deep.
a sweep.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Avalanche lay in a little bit of an ass kicking here and be like, listen, we're still the team to beat in the West.
5.
Come get us.
I-
I think I got Avs in 5.
I think Seattle steals 1. I think they steal 1.
First game in Seattle, I think game 3. First game in Seattle, I think the place is bumping. I think they take game 3, but that's all I'll give them. I think Avs in 5 is pretty solid.
I'm thinking if I have to pick one series in the first round for a sweep, I'm thinking this series.
Yeah,
And I'm taking the sweep.
taking the sweep. So we got
I don't-
Avs in 4,
I don't-
Avs in 5.
I think Bruins take the sweep, if anybody.
No, I think Florida steals one.
I think Florida steals more than 1, to be honest.
I had the Bruins in 4 yesterday, Chance. I did say the Bruins in 4, but after that first game, like I was kind of fired up for that series. After that first game, I'm not too fired up anymore. Like the fans were dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you score a goal in New York or for the Islanders or the Rangers, or you score a goal in Carolina,
Yeah.
dude. There's
place goes
towels
nuts.
getting like thrown in front of the camera
Yo.
that guys recording the game. You can't even see the fucking
Yeah.
ice.
My sister used to live down the street from from MSG. She could hear MSG 3 blocks away.
Yeah, the MSB.
That place gets
roared in the
loud.
playoffs.
Dude, you couldn't hear the Garden. Like you couldn't hear.
I thought the Boston fans. I
Bruins
think
fan
I think
yesterday?
they were a little too full of themselves last night, especially with the "We want the cup" chants in the first period. It's the first period, like suck my balls, bro. First period, game 1, and you're like, "We want the cup, we want the cup." I hope somehow God
It
bless,
doesn't
God
matter.
comes down
I
and is like, "What's up?" Like Panthers in 7, and be like, "What's up? How we living?"
that
'Cause
would
that
be
would just
cool.
be like, how
as
are
a
ya?
Rangers guy, I am fine with that. Let me tell you,
Yeah,
I balls to the walls for those Florida Panthers.
yeah.
I
We'll
want-
see. We'll see what
I want
happens in the
Boston out the first round. I want them
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
want
that
them
would be
goodbye. I want
that would be the ultimate.
I want to wave and spit.
All-time
Right.
I want it for
most
2 reasons.
disappointing season for sure. If
I want it
if
for
they
2
have
reasons.
such a big
'Cause
season
fuck
in the
Boston.
regular season and they just can't do it. Like that would
And
be the
because-
all-time biggest disgrace. Ever.
Fuck Boston, for one.
So what do we
And
got? What do
two-
we got in this Kraken series, real quick, before we talk a little extra hockey or before the first game starts? I got Avalanche in 5. What do we got, gentlemen? Maddie, what do you got?
I got Avs in 5.
I think the Avs are still the best team in the West. I think that's the team to beat to go.
I think Vegas can do it.
Vegas or Oilers. Edmonton, Golden Knights, and Avalanche are the three teams that everybody's looking at.
I like the Oilers.
I would love to see an Oilers rematch in the conference final, but is that even possible? I haven't looked at the bracket on that side.
I think it is. I think
wanna
it
look
is.
at the
Yeah,
bracket
'cause I
right
think
now.
it's the Avs play the winner of the Dallas.
It actually is
Yeah, the
possible.
Dallas,
The only chance they have is
Minnesota
to play them
series.
in the conference finals. So I would love to see an Oilers Avalanche rematch. I would like to see the Oilers fucking actually do something this time.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm exactly for that. I want that exact rematch, and I want Oilers this time.
Yeah.
Because the only other chance I could see is Dallas or LA making it that far.
Right. Yeah, so so big night tonight. We got a couple minutes left in the show here. I see Matty Judd in the chat. So he said, "What do we think of the Bruins' historic season going into the playoffs?" We touched on it a little bit in yesterday's show. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Bruins in this first round. I mean, like I said last night, I wasn't too impressed in their Game 1 performance.
No.
Like I wasn't
Last night
blown
was
away.
sad,
Like,
bro.
oh my God, look at these Bruins. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, playoff hockey, like everybody's been saying, playoff hockey is a different animal. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a lot more grittier. It's not going to be as pretty. So we'll see. I still think. I mean, I think. What did I say last night? Bruins in 7 or Bruins in 6? Like I think Florida's going to make them earn it. I think Florida's going to make them earn it in this first round and beat them up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. So
The Bruins didn't have Bergeron last night, though.
yeah,
You
they
gotta
didn't have
remember.
Bergeron. They didn't have Bergeron. That's
I'm
true.
gonna
They had
go-
Pavel Zacha
Big
on the
impact.
first line.
I'm
The
gonna
former
go
double.
in 5.
I
I'm
keep
gonna go
taking
Bruins in 5, but
I
I'm
keep
not
thinking the President's Trophy curse. I don't think Boston's fucking winning the cup just because of the
I don't
President's
think that
Trophy
they're
curse.
going to win the cup. I
But
think the East.
I
the
think
East is very
they're getting
deep.
by the first. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. All right. So
I
final
think-
I think
final
the
thoughts
Panthers.
closing out here. I know everybody. We're all in anticipation. Devils Rangers. We're starting up in a couple minutes here. Judds. We got Jake. We got John. Go fuck yourself. Here it comes. Get ready. Get settled in. Jack Hughes is gonna come and fucking stick it down your fucking throat.
Get ready for
Right
your
here.
ball.
Sorry
Ball out
for
of
the
your
F bombs,
fucking
but it's
back.
locker room talk here in this show. And we got the Devs, the Rangers, game 1 coming
see
up
show
right
some.
now. I'm fired up, baby. I've been waiting for 6 years. I can't fucking wait any longer. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Devils. I'm ready. Come on, baby. Let's go. Cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Paolo, we're good sports. We're good winners. Let's just show him, man. Let's shut his mouth up for another year.
Wow.
And we got Go Leafs Go. Can't get any better than that. We got Go Leafs Go at
Definitely Go Leafs Go.
7:30,
Definitely
and
Go
we
Leafs
got
Go.
the Devils. So let's go,
Fuck
baby.
yeah,
no, this
Great
is-
night of hockey ahead. Great night
This
of
will be a
hockey.
great night of hockey.
I cannot
I
wait.
will always agree with
Toronto,
fucking-
Tampa, and Rangers, Devils. This is what if you're a real hockey fan, this is what you wait to watch. This is
Yeah.
like
The
this is like
Benedetto-
09 Penguins Caps is what I could compare this next
Right.
series to.
This is
Right now.
gonna be
Devils,
intense.
Rangers. Dude,
I remember
this
that.
Devils Rangers series is like giving me 09 Caps Penguins vibes. You got fucking young players on the Rangers. You got really young players on the Devils. And
Right.
these guys are trying to make a name for themselves in the offs. Like they're giving this is gonna be a lot of fun.
This
All
is
right,
gonna
so
be a good
game
fucking
one predictions tonight. I got Devils 4-2. 4-2 Devs. What do we got, John?
series. I don't know. I'm thinking this is gonna be a low scoring. I think it's gonna be either 3-1 or 3-2 Rangers.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be very low, more towards the low scoring side.
What do we got, Willis?
I mean, I want to see the Devils win game 1 just because they're home, but I just want to see good hockey at the end of the day. I say Devils triple OT. Fucking Jack Hughes puts one top right past Igor.
No, don't.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Good fucking go.
I don't think I can take 2 games in one
I
night.
want to see the roof come off. I want to see the roof from the Rock from Brantford, Connecticut. I want to see it flying in the sky. 'cause
Maddie,
the
what do
roof
we
is so
got?
fucking
Maddie,
high
what
in
do
the
we
Rock.
got?
I can't take I can't take 2 fucking Ranger games in one night. I can't take 3. I can't take that. I can't, especially playoff time. I'm not taking that. Fuck
I
triple.
got
not
Devils
sweating
3-2 first overtime.
First overtime. Johns?
I got Rangers 3-1.
3-1.
I think there's gonna be a quick goal though.
Quick goal
I
in the
don't know
first.
who's-
Quick goal in the
I think
first.
a
I think
quick-
whoever scores the first goal is going to
I
win
think
this
no,
game.
but I'm saying within first 5 minutes, I think somebody's putting one in the back of the net, and whoever does that, I think is going to win the game.
Awesome.
I-
All right, well,
I
hey.
I think they're coming right off the rails.
We're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut it down here. I appreciate everybody coming in on the YouTube channel, hanging out. It's gonna be there. It'll be saved on our YouTube channel. I appreciate everybody coming in for the pregame show. Thanks for hanging out, boys. Thanks for coming on the panel today. Me and Maddie will be hanging out. We're watching games, and then me and Matt obviously will have the post-game show late tonight. And then what do you guys say? Back tomorrow for another pregame if everybody's around. What are we thinking?
I should be around.
Yeah, 100%.
All right,
It
sounds
only
good.
depends on if I get home from work on time.
All right, so thank you everybody for hanging out, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody. Hey, have a great night. Let's go Devs.
Peace, boys.
Peace out.
We'll probably stick around till first.